Hello friends, welcome to G-Centric. So in this lecture we will see what is the equivalent capacitance based problems. So in the last lecture we have completed the equivalent resistance problems. So coming to the 16th question, that is they have asked us to find CAB, that is the equivalent capacitance across the two ends of this branches, that is A and point B. So in resistance we have seen that if it is in series then it will be R1 plus R2. Same thing is the case with the inductors as well as impedance. But whereas when it comes to capacitance it is the opposite type. So if it's in series then it will be 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2. Okay. So keeping this in mind we will solve this problem. So now they have given 5 capacitors 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So we need to find the equivalent capacitance between these 2 points. Now whenever this type of zigzag pattern is given, so we have already seen in the resistance problem that it might be a case of the Wheatstone bridge. So now if this is point A, this is also point A, this is also point B. Now this potential cannot be same because there is a capacitor across this branch. So this point will be C. Now again same, this point won't be B, there won't be same potential, but this point has got different potential, so we will name it as D. Now we will mark the points, rearrange this one. So we will get, this is point A and this is point B where we have to find the equivalent capacitance. So this is point C and this is point D. Now in between A to C there is, in between A to D there is one capacitor. So in between A to D. Now again from D to C. So from D to C there is one capacitor. C to B. C to B. We have one capacitor. And again from B to D we have one more capacitor. And from A to C we have one more capacitor. So we need to count the total number of capacitors after we have redrawn, otherwise there is a chance of getting mistake. Okay, so this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 capacitors and their values are C, C, C and C. To satisfy the condition of the Wheatstone bridge, what is the condition? How it should satisfy? Across this diagonal branch, the opposite side of the branches value should be same. So if you multiply these two, that is C into C, and opposite to this branch, to this diagonal we have again C into C. So it is equal. So when these two branches across the diagonal the products are equal, then 0 ampere current flows through the diagonal branch. So when 0 ampere flows in the diagonal branch, this branch does not have any significance, it will be an open circuit. So now it is easy to solve the problem. So what does it, now you can see that these two capacitors are in series. So in series what will happen? It will happen opposite to the resistor and inductor. So it is nothing but 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2. Now again this is also same thing. So we will redraw this one. Here is one capacitor and again here one capacitor. So this is nothing but, so this is 1 by C, 1 by C. So it is nothing but 2 by C. This is also 2 by C. Now these two are in series, so we can add them directly. 2 by C plus 2 by C. Okay. So this we will get it as 4 by C. So this is the answer for this question. Now coming to the next one, we see that again they have asked us to find the CAB, that is equivalent capacitance across these 2 points. So now we will mark this point as A and this point as B. Okay. So now here if you see, this has got the same potential as this one, that is because there is no element connected in between the branch. So this is also potential A. Similarly this point is also potential B. So now if we draw this one, if we redraw this one, this is point A and this is point B. So this is this is resistor, we have to draw capacitor. So this is one C, C and again C. So now these three are in parallel. In parallel what will happen? It gets added up, C plus C plus C. So it is 3C. Okay, so the answer is 3C for this question. Coming to this 18th question, they have asked us to find the current through the source. So we need to find the current across this 11 volt source. So if we observe the circuit, they have given the values of R1, R2, R3 and the R1, all the R1 values are outside, R2 values are, there are 2 resistors of R2 and 2 resistors of R3. So they have asked us to calculate the value of this current which is flowing through that source. So whenever this type of circuit is given, we will use the current division. See, if the same current flows here also I, and it gets divided in these 2 branches. So see that since these 2 values of the resistors are same, R1 and R1, current gets equally divided. So this is nothing but I by 2. This is also I by 2. Same thing after coming here, it will get divided into 3 parts, here one and here one. So it goes in the 3 branches. So when it goes in the 3 branches, okay, this is this part of the circuit. Coming to this part, similarly here also the current gets divided into 3 parts. It goes, some current goes in this way, some current in this branch and some current in this branch. So now if you observe this R2 branch, we have got current from this direction also, current from this direction also. So what will happen is the equivalent opposite currents in the same branch gets cancelled, it will be 0. So when it becomes 0, this branch does not have any significance. So here also next, how much our current has entered the circuit, that much of the current must leave the circuit. So when this, if I has to leave the circuit, then here it must be I by 2 amount of current. Okay, see I by 2, I by 2. So when it has to be I by 2, again the division takes place in 3 ways. Okay, similarly in this part also, if I by 2 current has to flow in this branch, then it must get divided here. Some part of the R2 current goes in this R2 branch, R3 branch, and from R1 it is incoming. So here also we have got opposite and equal currents flowing in the same branch. So this branch does not have any significance. So when you redraw the circuit, these 2 branches will be open. This is the open branch. So we have removed R2. Okay, so this circuit looks like this when R2 is removed. Now here I by 2 is there, but still it is getting divided. But what is the value of R3? The value of R3 is, they have given us 3 ohms. So here if there is 3 ohms and R1 is equal to 1 ohm, R3 is 3 ohm. So the current gets divided in the ratio of 1:3. This can also be solved using current division rule, but since we have not studied current division rule, we will use the ratio and proportionality concept. So 1:3. So if I by 2 has to get divided in the 1:3 ratio, so it is nothing but 3I by 8 amount of current flows in this direction, and I by 8 flows in amount of current flows in the R3 branch. So now we have to take the shortest path to calculate the value of the voltage. We have to apply Kirchhoff law. That is because if we know the voltages, we know the voltage drop across all of the branches and the current we have divided. So what we will do is, we will move in this way. So through all the outer branches of the R1. That is the shortest path to get the value of the current, and we will apply Kirchhoff voltage law. So moving in that direction, what we will get, plus 11, that sign we have to take, that is if we are moving in this direction, plus sign is the exit sign. So we will take plus 11V and we will get plus. So if the current is flowing in this direction, this is plus, minus, plus, minus, plus and minus. So it will be minus R1 into 3I by 8, then minus, sorry, this is I by 2, that is 3 into 3I by 8 minus again R1 into I by 2. This is equal to 0. So the value of R1 is 1 ohms. So we can remove this R1. Now keeping this 11 here only, we will move into this side. So minus I by 2 minus I by 2 is minus I. So minus, that becomes plus I plus 3I by 8. So we will take the LCM, we will get 11 I by 8. So this 11 and this 11 get cancelled. So the value of the current through the voltage source, we will get it as 8 amperes. So this way we can solve this question. We will also solve the problems based on in the circuit where there all the 3 elements, that is resistors, inductors and capacitors are present, but in that type of question they will not ask individual equivalent resistors, inductors, or to calculate the individual equivalent capacitance. What we will say is that if we have to calculate all the equivalents, then we have got that name, that is we will call it as impedance. So we will see that in the AC analysis part of the network theory. So in the next lecture we will move on to the star to delta and delta to star conversion, and after completing that we will move on to the current division rule and voltage division rule. After that, this basic solving techniques, that is unit 4, gets completed. Okay, thank you.